Hello guys, I've put together a short video on showing you how to set up your machine. It's very crucial that you pay attention so that you will grasp on how to set it up. If it's not set up properly, your machine will not sew properly. I need you to pay attention to the steps and we'll go right back over them in class so that you are familiar with what we're about to do. Okay, so in order to set up your machine, your dials have to be set on the proper settings. Now, using the SOAS 500, you want to set this first dial here. This is a tension dial. It has to be on 2. Right below it, it needs to be set on A. This dial determines what type of stitch you will be stitching. A is for straight line stitching. Next, the dial that determines how wide or how long the stitch is located here. You want to have it in between 1 and 2. This dial here, this is your reverse. This is another tension dial. It needs to be set on 4. Now we're going to set up our machine with our thread. You will use 2 different types of threading. You have your top threading, which is all-purpose thread, black thread. And then you have your bottom threading, which is the bobbin. Now, in order to set your machine up, you want to go to the top of your machine and remove the spool holder. Place your thread here. Pay close attention to how the thread is on there. The thread needs to be coming towards you on top. Next, you need to follow the directions they have here. They have them numbered. Then you want to thread step 1. Then you go down to step 2. Then step 3 which is very important. It has to hook on this metal hook. If this metal hook is not in the up position, you will not be able to hook it. It is controlled on the side by this dial here that lets it up and down. It needs to be in the up position so that it is hooked. Then you go down to step 4. Bringing it down. And this is another very important item here. This hook that sits right on the left side of the needle, it needs to be hooked. If it's not hooked, your machine will not sew properly. Once you have did that, now you're ready to thread the needle. It threads through the front. Now, once you have it threaded, go ahead and place the spool holder back. Now you're ready to go ahead and place your bobbin, which is the bottom threading, inside the canister, the bobbin canister, and lay the thread off to the side. Now, in order for your machine to sew properly and hold any type of material together, you have to go down and retrieve the bobbin through this hole here with your needle. You will hold the thread with your left hand, not touching this. Use your wheel on the side, which lets the needle up and down. Come back to the needle. This lets the needle up and down. So you will roll this. Come over here. You will roll this towards you. Come back to the needle. It's going to go down. Come closer so they can see that. And it's going to grab, you see it grabbing? It's grabbing the thread from the bottom. Once it grabs it, stop rolling. Lift the foot lever up. Pull the thread to the side. You saw it pull that bobbin thread up through the hole. Take 2 fingers, go there and grab both threads. Then you will place the plate, the bobbin plate for the canister, back on top. And you are ready to sew. So, you have to make sure that you're using the proper needle. To remove your needle, you will unscrew here and it comes right out. There's no way that you could put this needle in wrong because it has a flush plate on the back where it's flush and it will only go in one way. To change your needle out, you just go ahead and you slide that back in and you turn the screw and screw it with the tool that comes with your machine to tighten it up. Okay, you can stop. If you ever have to take off your walking foot, you will unscrew it like so. It comes off. It's very simple. Stop it. Once you have it together, everything is hooked and it's ready to go. It comes off like so. If you had to replace it or change the foots out, it just slides right back on there. Come around. This little lever here, it goes on top. Sometimes you'll have a walking foot that has a hook, which looks like this. If you get this one that has the hook, it just goes on here, and the hook goes right there on top of that screw. And you line it up with the hole, place the screw back in, and screw it back together.